And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Victoria 3 as the Great Qing. We've had a couple of civil wars, so things haven't quite gone our way. Although the civil wars, as you could probably see if I hover over the gross GDP, it didn't really affect the GDP. Yep. The worst the revolters could do is be defeated by the Qing army. So, I'm not necessarily sure how concerned I should be about that. So none of the important provinces of revolt is probably a good way to think about it. Working cultural exclusion to calm down everyone. Between that... Whoops, I had a guarantee independence there. Whoops a daisy. We brought you in... Yeah, we'd already brought them into the thing. Although they're committed to diplomatic place, so I can't integrate them until the thing is done. Fair enough. I should actually side on with them here. I don't know, actually. Don't actually know where their uprising is. Is it on a little island or something? They're... got a problem somewhere. Presumably. Yep, don't know where that fight's gonna be, but we've mobilized troops who've joined the side. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna get close exclusion out of the way here. Investment rights for investment rights. Fine. I think our economy's big enough that's not gonna be a concern anymore. Given the investment rights. I may be wrong about that. Got secret police up to 3. Probably do want to make the run up colonial affairs. And of course, we'll have plenty of bureaucracy as soon as we get not cultural exclusion, as soon as we get central planning done and swap over to using telephones. Interesting. So there's significant foreign demand for the telephones. I'll be too worried about it. We're going to automobile soon. Yeah, so there's a fighting somewhere. I don't know where. Started winning or losing? Apparently losing. There's a location somewhere, in theory, we're allowed to land. It's saying one potential location there. Question is, where is that? Where is the proverbial pixel here to click? There's the proverbial pixel. Here, that way we can actually go win the war. Okay, and the other thing we need to do, or I suppose I don't need to do it. The other thing I'm going to do is, I think it is time to contemplate some electrification. When it's probably time I start putting some of these taxes back on. So definitely T. T makes sense. Fine arts makes sense. Tobacco makes sense. Porcelain makes sense. We'll do fruit. And then we'll hold on to the rest so we can get the loft finished passing quicker. And all of this, as you can see, is helping to decrease the deficit. There we go. You know, 90% is opposed to multiculturalism, so we're not getting multiculturalism anytime soon. It's one of the reasons we were trying for multiculturalism so many times, because it was easier to go multiculturalism from what we were than to go cultural exclusion to multiculturalism. I'm not sure how much we've worsened the situation. So this was 30 from Homeland. So the worst case scenario here, we're getting 30. Is probably the best way to think about it, right? Whereas on here, we don't get any extra from Homeland. Oh, actually, Homeland's I think 20 as well. So this is 20 plus an additional 30, so that's 50 there. Here on cultural exclusion, we're getting nothing from Homeland. So for the people who really wanted for multiculturalism, cultural exclusion ain't doing it for them. We've made it worse for them, but it is what it is. Oh, there's plus 10 for no shared heritage, plus 10 for no shared language. So I suppose technically we went from a plus 30 to a plus 20 on those guys, specifically. Okay. Yeah, so I think the next thing to do is, law-wise, if I can swing it, is welfare. Without, you know, causing everyone to revolt. We'll try old age pensions. If it fails, we're probably going to swap and introduce the concept of voting. As awkward and unusual that would be for our very otherwise authoritarian nation at this point. And we'll slow roll what we got left in the process here. So groceries is going to be worth it over that one, and then, yeah, telephones. We're going to use our authority while we have it. I've got the Confucians in government. Yeah, so if the Confucians basically fail at this, we're going to kick them out of government. But I suppose where we have authoritarians, voting rights is not going to work. So I need to wait for you to change. You to change. Okay, that's going to be a while. That's going to be a while. Okay, no voting rights then. Unionized leverage. All the better. Do you hear that too? Advancement towards the radio. But I suppose if that's over, then you are... can be subjugated. Oh, and from that I probably have another... Oh no, never mind. Don't have another declare interest. We have the subject in that area. There's central planning. And I should have enough telephones that we can swap fully over to telephone switchboards. Not completely break the telephone market. Didn't completely break the telephone market. We'll need more telephones. Yeah, with that, we can then come over here and say U to max, U to max. If we get welfare, we can probably throw welfare close to max. Telephone-wise, we've got demand for 6,000 more telephones, another 100 electrical industries. Oh, the game is checking there for a moment. And of course, these are exportable, so we'll go with that. More telephones, please. Okay. So we'll try that again. Need to put some more meat on the trade here. So we'll give them some money transfer here. I'm gonna wait until it's December 3rd. Okay. Can I not give you quite so much money? Will have this work? Oh, they want the full 10,000. We'll do it. Yeah. Fine. I don't think it's worth 10,000, but this is the lobby. And then they pull out of it anyway. Wow, I wasn't expecting old age vengeance to be quite so successful. It's already on adoption. No stalls have actually happened yet. We got 51% stall chance. I'm probably jinxing about it by talking about it at this point. but it's been rolling through the process. There we go. We got old age pensions. I wasn't expecting it to be that easy, but it apparently was. Okay, set that to max. And either regret it or appreciate it. Paying a bunch in subsidies out to the railways right now. What's making the railways so expensive? Well, probably not enough to match the transportation, to be fair. So, let's not worry too much about that. Because of the boomer engines, I suppose. Yeah, with that, I think I got most of the laws I want done. Sure, we could work on worker rights. Regulatory wise actually wouldn't be too bad. As opposed to it. Of course, the industrialists. Yeah, let's, or we can go to some, yeah, no. Pick up regulatory bodies. And yeah, that should get the unemployment problem sorted. Although we're still going to need to make jobs, because otherwise we're going to be paying them one way or the other. Is basically what we signed up for. We're being cold. Yeah, we get to place our own war goal here. So what do I... not that war, this war. What do I want from the enemy? Oh, it's got to be something that costs 25 or less. So no liberations. Conquer states are on the table. Okay. So I can take one state of my choosing. Get rid of India. I would like it to be under 25 infamy. So Shah states would be fine. Mandalay would be fine. Let's go Shah states. Okay, I think I'm also going to go and raise a new army. Of course, he's going to need a new general. Another 200 infantry. Okay, that's that many. $118, so another 82. And more. Good point, actually. Let them take the bait, push another matter. Cool. Five weeks out from getting the secret police up to the next tier. Okay. Yeah, standard living. I suppose that's probably the welfare kicking. Standard living's going through the roof as the welfare gets better, I think. Ah, yes, Poppy Dock. I think that's have a certain amount of opium exports. So our landowners have gone ahead and decided, you know what we're making? We're making opium. We're exporting it to the world. Corporate governance. That's another corporation. Want this to be the telephone company, if possible. There we go. Power plant throughput. Not super big, but... Oh, well, to be fair, the company gives us throughput on the buildings. Right, so that's throughput on telephones. Iron mines or rubber plantations. We probably would like that on the rubber plantations. So one of these I've still got some outstanding monopoly rights. Let's pull the monopoly right back in. So I can have that charter back so I can give out rubber on you. The struggle when playing at speed 5 is you don't have time to sit and enjoy the game sometimes. We're going to send the correction. We can pay the money. That's not a problem. I suppose the same day, the same thing, it's also not necessarily necessary that we get regulatory bodies done. as you can see, the company construction bonus, company throughput bonus. Although technically the throughput is if they own it, construction is if they decide to build it, right? So there's maybe an argument that I shouldn't be building everything for them because they build it better than I do, but the throughput bonus is still nice anyway, even if I do it for them. Take out repeating rifles. Again, we haven't, we got it in the queue, but we don't have the tech we want for the next set of warships. That's what we're doing after malaria prevention, apparently. No, do the engines, and then, do you want torpedo boats or monitors? I think you probably actually want the torpedo boats. Ironclads, explosives versus ironclads. No, we'll do monitors. Yeah, so that order. Dangerous hours. Yeah, we'll accept that. We're hopefully moving towards the point where our radicals will decline and our loyalists will rise. Government for due to high legitimacy decreasing due to terrible standard of living. Yeah, so Social Security improves, the standard of living should improve across the board. There's another health, there's another colonial level. We'll want both of those. Yeah, looks like we pulled enough forces off that the British are starting to advance successfully in other locales. Get the expert! Alter an expert. Favored by expertise. Favored by professionals. 40% chance to get a 15% buff. I'm gonna press this one because I don't mind if they get more powerful, but I don't necessarily want to. Don't want the law to basically be worse. We want it to succeed or fail. We're not really too picky about which way, but as long as it picks one and does it. Yeah, would like the combustion engines done because we definitely got demand for cars. And there's so much foreign demand for cars that there's demand for cars even though we're importing every last single car on the export market apparently. Telephones are about right. So I should probably stop building more telephones. So when we're done with the current telephones, we're going to stop building telephones. We got demand for lead. Okay. Demand for lead, demand for iron, demand for engines. For the anarchist cause, not the Japanese one. Yeah, we're importing... Yeah, so let's build like 8,000. So that's 100 mines? 100 lead mines? Okay, we'll just build what's left of the lead mines. Apparently we're going to have to import lead going forward. If we want to continue expanding electronics. But short term we can produce it locally, which provides jobs. Faith knows no borders. Yeah, we're not getting much out of this war with India, but we're defeating India, who is our rival. Nationalize all the Indian... Oh, because that's... The Indians want their ownership back. They're not going to get it. We're at the Shah States. They're getting Parari Punjabi, India Punjabi, and Kirapur. Scandalous. A subtler terror. A nation will be made safe. We must repent for our own excesses. You know, our nation will be made safe. Potentially by doing more taxes. Yeah. You know, we can see standard of living is rising quickly, and that has, I believe, had an effect on the standard of living, although it's still pretty bad. That's the new one, so that should have been the only one that had differences. One other place where we might have differences, in theory, I haven't been necessarily specifying where the lumber or hardwood's coming from, but lumber's reasonably priced. What's hardwood priced at? Do I want to swap more to hardwood? No. Increasing standard of living should probably be driving consumer good consumption or production. Yeah, that's definitely a place where we can get a big expansion. 9K clothing trade mill or trade centers, another 9K demand in addition to that. Yeah, this would be like 20K blows. Unless we wanted to go sewing. Capacitors. Do we have what we need for the sewing? No, that's like capacitors, yeah. I think I'm still gonna make clothing, regular clothing. Let's do 100 levels of clothing. And then we'll revisit when we are ready for electrification. Well, more aggressive electrification, let's say. And start funding some lobbies in all these places. We may start contemplating trying to integrate some of them. Social Security is up to 3, which, yeah, is making it a little expensive. What's the state of the fertilizers? So about 2,000 giving us an 11% raise. Because we're only... Command's 14, okay. So in theory I can fit another 10,000 if we need to. Okay, so I should just be able to swap everything over. It'll make it a little expensive in the short run, but... What is... Oh, we've got a pretty high subsidy expense. Mostly on the railways, okay. And then, obviously, welfare payments. Yeah, if we were to go to very high taxes, we could still get out of the burn rate here. Here's the regulatory bodies. Oh, and I need more government bureaucracy. That's a problem I wasn't expecting to have anytime soon. Yeah, I think unemployment's beginning to drop. Just allowing the old to retire. Okay, government administration completes pretty quickly. I may try to go for full taxation capacity at this point. Got stocks. So I think we got, what, everything prospering on all the companies? Oh, got the prosperity bonus. Probably, it's either 3 or 4. It's kicked in. I think it's, well, I'm not going to bother checking right now. It's a achievement I've acquired multiple times, so I'm not too interested in it. Anyway, we want to get workplace safety up to max, so we need more government bureaucracy. Oh, we need to wait for some of these to hire up, I suppose. Extra 5 there. Good. %, chance they accept. 75% chance Afghanistan accepts. %, Tibet if it accepts. Okay. Here's combustion engine. So automotive industries. We got monitors going, yeah. Let's after monitors, let's do electrical capacitors so we can do the sewing machines. And then probably swap the radios after that. And then yes, cars. Many, many cars. We have local demand of 565. Plus there'll probably be foreign demand. That's 20 automobiles, okay. Still working to drive down the unemployment. Just put the automobiles to the top. And we will subsidize them for the moment. Give them a good head start back into the market. I think we have enough bureaucracy to get the rest of our government bureaucracy stuff done for the moment. Might need more in order to get pick up the schools. Anarchy! Sadly, I don't think I can get you into a stable government. Yeah, no. Oh, this is... That is my most stable government, so we'll just take that as the government for the moment. I don't think I have... Well, I was about to say, I don't think I have domestic fish, and then I remember I probably do. Yeah. groceries and furniture. Oh, engines are high, and we're exporting engines, so there's definitely some foreign demand for engines. Although... probably would have run down to electric for electric engines. Yeah, okay. We got things we're gonna do in the techs come online. Industries we're gonna build. Hopefully cause the GDP to rise and the revenue to rise. Because welfare is expensive when you haven't caught up to your unemployment. Although I think we're doing stuff to drive the unemployment down. Although it'd be even better if we were constructing faster, I suppose. Apparently the private queue really, really likes those railways. Although, maybe it's not surprising because one of our companies is a railway company. Well, I'm barely done building the last wave of clothing, and the clothing's already back up there. Expecting the furniture to hold out for longer, because we weren't building furniture, but nope, furniture's down. Need to do groceries. Oh, although I suppose furniture might be down because we might be importing more furniture. Can't always tell. Furniture also can't be electrified, so there's an argument here between going groceries and furniture. 20,000 groceries? Or I could just do the local demand for it and see how the stuff moves. Yeah, let's do 100 levels of grocery. And then furniture-wise, like 5,000? So like 50 levels of furniture. A private queue apparently had the same plan. I'm not going to override the private queue too much. I should be checking. We're privatizing everything, right? Although, I suppose they... Too aggressive privatizing? I suppose UK can end up owning it all, but... Okay. And we did get up to a billion GDP before we ended the stream today. Play for about another 8 minutes, and then we're going to end the stream. Standard of living has shot up. We're up to 15.5, and it's probably going to keep going. And that has radically reduced the radicals. Yeah, we're definitely at the point where, as long as we can try to outbuild the unemployed, our economy will improve. Although maybe we're not outbuilding the unemployed. I don't see that number really decreasing. Which that actually would be a little bit of a concern if we're not building the unemployed down. Oh, yeah, looks like it's going down. Definitely could go with it being faster, but... I'm debating internally whether I raise the taxes and really just try to outbuild. Because again, one way to significantly reduce our expenses here is our biggest line item is welfare payments right now. So we can literally just build away the unemployment. Our biggest expense goes away. Yeah, I might be kicking myself later for doing this, but we're going to do that. And then we're going to start really just building construction deserters. How hard would it be to bring... Again, there's no one pushing for it. So we'd have to bring in that sort of faction to make it happen. Yeah, it's mostly distribution of power. Never mind. I'd have to lower the taxes if I wanted to do that. And I don't kind of want to lower the taxes at the moment. glitching out a bit. Oh, now it's moved to Sichuan. Saying it's got the glitch. Oh, and that's still complete. Okay, I don't know why we got like the weird floating building that doesn't want to complete. I think it's fixed for the moment, but we'll see. Yeah, so hopefully with that improved construction rate, we are building fast in the unemployment. Well, that's pretty high. High demand for engines, and people are buying our exports of engines. I think there's a worldwide shortage of engines. What's going on there? Yeah, there's a worldwide shortage of engines. Okay, so I should probably build some engines. Next to the electric capacitors. Much more electrical engines over regular engines. Doubles. So that is actually an argument not to build engines, because we're 2 techs away from wanting to make engines by electrification. Fair enough. And then we'll really make engines by electrification is what's going to end up happening. Similar sort of argument with the clothes. Maybe don't move the clothes. Let's drop that to there. So we're not paying for exporting anymore. And then cars. Definitely want to do more cars. Let's do 30 levels of cars. This is the problem with having a massive private queue. There's a bunch in the private queue that just aren't now. Let's put a couple car industries in a different province, different state. There's hopefully enough worldwide demand that we'll just shove it into someone else's market. Or our market will expand to consume it, one of the two. Oh, and I definitely need more hardwood. Shift some of the wood production over to hard. 1.4 thousand, okay. Yeah, that helped. I should go ahead and put the part break in here. We got 25, 26 years left. Probably close to 25 in this run. We will have another stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, I do understand this is probably going to go up on YouTube the day before the next major patch. I suspect the current rate we're playing, we're going to probably have like 3 more parts. So we're probably going to have a couple of parts that go live after the major patch. But yeah, we broke a billion GDP. Maybe a little slow. I know the next patch is going to change the balance on a bunch of stuff. So this run may be a little less topical after the next major patch. But yeah, we're going. The line is going up pretty good, pretty exponential. We've got a couple techs online. Going to come online soon that are going to help out a lot with that. Electrical sewing machines. We're going to be electrifying to build clothing, which should be quite profitable. Oh, I can turn on things like automobile production. We can start doing some electrification. Is kind of where we are at. No, one electric will is before video. So if Jimmy does not forget that. Yeah, we're going to start electrifying things, and I think that's going to cause the GDP to shoot through the roof without very... Well, the construction is obviously all going to go into the power plants, which will employ people. The more people employ, the less we pay in welfare, and the less we pay in welfare, the more balanced the budget is going to get. Yeah, because the 2 biggest line items that we should probably fix is the welfare, which is high as it's going to get, assuming we're keeping the population, keeping the unemployed going down, not up. Yeah, because we maxed out the Social Security. So this is about as high as we're going to be paying on the welfare. And then we'll chase down the subsidies as well at some point, probably by getting the railways to be profitable. The railways probably aren't very profitable because the engines aren't very profitable. Maybe an argument just to start making some engines, even though we really want to wait until the electrical stuff, but we'll make that decision at the beginning of the next stream. If you're watching YouTube, as I said, there'll be a stream there'll be a part up for you tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, let me go over the upcoming parts. Upcoming streams. And if you're watching on YouTube, this should have all been recorded, so if you don't have patience to wait for them to come up onto YouTube, you can sneak over to Twitch and watch the VODs. The old VODs do stay up for 14 days. So today was Victoria 3, recorded on, well, 4th to the 5th, because I do it at night and we ran past midnight. Tomorrow will be Shadow Empire. The day after tomorrow will be Terra Invicta. The day after that will be Strategic Command. We're going to swap sides and play the Entente, just to show that it wasn't that the Central Powers are the strongest to the side. I suspect it's actually the Entente, but when you're playing as the AI, if you're patient as the Central Powers, you can probably win. The Entente, I think we will probably win even faster. I think it's the easier side of the two. Shadow Empire tomorrow. I think we're now tied for second in Shadow Empire. Terra Invicta after that. On Saturday. Sunday, and the Saturday stream will be a 5-parter. We're going to make that a big, long one. Sunday will be Strategic Command World War I. It's the Entente. And then Monday will be when we stream the last of this run of Victoria 3. Because that will be the 8th. That'll be 3 days before the major patch comes out. Yeah, I think it's 3 days before the major patch comes out. Technically, might be 2 days. 8th, it comes out on the 11th, so yeah. Comes out on the 11th, so 9, 10, 3 days. So yeah, we're gonna want to get we're gonna get the run done before the next major patch comes out. I think the next major patch is got a DLC revolving around Spain. Didn't look too in depth into it, but a lot of Spain stuff I saw there. But yeah. And also rebalances some stuff that does affect China, like the guild system and serfdom, and how they interact with subsistence farms. Although the way I think it's going to affect the subsistence farms isn't going to really change China very much. partially because you want the subsistence farms to be subsistence farms, because you got someone employed otherwise. Also, I think it like quarters the construction cost for constructing sectors themselves, which with as many construction sectors as we have in this game, you can see how that might change the balance a bit. That will be Monday the 9th. 8th. I've got Sunday as the 8th instead of the 7th. I'll fix that as soon as I end the stream today. That's the upcoming stream schedule. Monday will be the return to Victoria 3. We will play this to completion. We've got 25 and a bit years left. If we're doing like... What? If we're doing like 6, 7 years apart, we should finish up. Electrification sometimes can be a bit slow. That's definitely what we're getting into, so maybe it'll be a 5-parter. Either way, we'll probably overlap it when it comes up after it. Probably should have said this at the beginning of the stream. Actually, this maybe isn't too bad of a point to say it for YouTube. If you have a suggestion on what you'd like to see next, whether that be in Victoria 3... Well, I suppose if you've got a suggestion on what you'd like to see next in Victoria 3, now is a good point to tell me. Right now, I was thinking of doing America. Major patches often break things, so I don't want to jump right back into Great Qing. In case, well... Yeah, I do want to do Great Qing with the balance changes that are in theory coming up. I don't want to go right back to it, so I was thinking America, India. Originally I was going to do India, America, but if there's lots of bugs or stuff going on, I don't want to be doing India. India's already going to be hard enough without having other things screwing it up. Yeah, so if there's things you want to see, feel free to let me know if you're watching on YouTube. I'm going to leave the stream up for a minute after I end the recording for YouTube, if you're on Twitch and want to get a comment in or want to see a specific thing. And yeah, I think that's a good place to put the ending in here. So I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time until the next part and or the next stream. And with that, bye for now.